What's up, legends? Welcome back to the channel. We are back on Black Ops 6 Zombies and jumping in with the guide to acquire all the upgraded swords or wonder weapons on Citadelle Des Morts. First thing you need to acquire is a stamp, which is required to get us the base version of all 4 of the swords. Each is represented by a symbol: dragon for fire, lion for light, deer for electric, and raven for dark. Although you need all 4 total, you can unlock any sword you want in any order, but I do suggest starting with fire as it's probably the easiest to upgrade. You plan to end up doing all 4. For the stamp, you're going to want to look out for a zombie wearing a medieval helmet. In my experience, the earliest I saw one was at round 8, but could actually just be related to getting into the castle and opening it up for them to actually start spawning. Eliminate it and pick up the stamp, then head over to the dining hall or the room with vulture aid and interact with the knight that you would like the sword from in order to unlock its base version. Repeat this process until you unlock all 4 or the one that you would like. Now that you know how to access the base versions, let's talk about upgrading them. With the Caliburn sword in hand, you'll want to head back towards the start of the castle where Jug is, and at the top of the stairs is a dragon figure with a slot to insert the sword. Once you've inserted it, you'll want to head back to the spawn next to the rampage inducer to grab the fire from the first brazier. With the fire in hand, you will continuously take damage, so you're going to need to be fast, but you will return this fire to the sword in the statue and interact with it to have it absorbed. During the time that you actually have the fire in hand, if you melee a zombie, you will regain health, so this can actually help you out while you're completing this step. You will need to repeat this a total of 3 times, one from each brazier location. The second one is located just to the left from spawn inside the first door you can unlock towards the barn, and the final one is on top of the wall near the lion cannon. Once you bring the 3 braziers worth of fire to the sword, it will become empowered with fire, be upgraded, and ready to be retrieved. Now with the Solais or light sword, you need to eliminate the glowing yellow parasites to power it, then take it over near Speed Cola. If you're actually coming from the castle just past the Speed Cola machine, stay to the left where the road ramps down will be a door to the right you can hit with the powered sword, indicated it worked correctly by the lit up symbol on one of the corners of the door. Repeat this step 4 times before you will have the ability to interact with the door and enter a small hallway with a location to place the sword similar to the fire. One of the times we were actually able to get all 4 within a round, as long as we were cautious to not eliminate the limited glowing parasites that you get each round. Once placed, symbols will light up on the stand the sword is in, and the correct order will be from top to bottom. You will now shoot the floating symbols in the order that they show up on the stand until you get all 4, granting you the powered up version. Upgrading Balmung requires us to solve a little puzzle, but first we need to grab the appropriate antiquity or part. This can actually be a small variety of different possibilities, which indicates a code we will use to solve the puzzle, depending which one you get during your run. For example, in one run we got the ram horn, in the next one we got the fish, and I know for sure at least one other is the bird skull. Regardless of which one you have spawned, you'll head into the alchemical lab next door to the dining hall and check on the shelves around the room for this part. Once acquired, take this antiquity over to the tavern near spawn, head to the basement level where you will see a puzzle on the wall with a place to put it and the Balmung dark sword. To determine the code needed to power the sword, you will need to use the antiquity you got to determine the appropriate zodiac symbol. For the ram, it was Aries. For the fish, it was Pisces. For the bird's head, it would have been Gemini. Matching the part to the correct zodiac symbol, we have our outer ring symbol. The inside ring represents an element, so for the ram, it's earth. The down arrow with the line, the fish is water, so just the down arrow, and of course the bird's head is air, so it's up arrow and a line. You can always look up the zodiac symbols or elements if you are struggling with this part. With the correct code, you can now enter that into the puzzle where it will open a dark ether portal on the floor, spit out some orbs, which will then follow the individual who interacted with the puzzle, who will now need to guide them near the portal on the floor to be absorbed. Once the portal absorbs 3 of the orbs, it will turn into an orb of its own, then move locations where you will repeat this exact same process again, to then move it to a 3rd and final location before making its return to the puzzle to empower the sword. Upgrading our final sword, Durendal, requires us to get a part that is actually consisting of 3 parts known as lightning rods. One of the lightning rods is dropped randomly from a zombie sometime around round 15, with my few experiences so far, so look out for it pretty much at all times. Our second lightning rod is available as soon as you open the route to the barn where Deadshot is located, as it is just leaning up against a hay bale to the left of the machine. Our final rod will require us to have dead wire equipped to our weapon, then head over to the door you used to upgrade the Solais or light sword, where you'll see an electrical box just on the wall where the road ramps down. You can now shoot this with the ammo mod to release the final lightning rod, and now with all the rods in hand, take them to the top of the castle wall, near where the cannon is located, where you will see a jar you can insert the rods into. With the rods inside the jar, it will now emit an electrical storm you will want to stand within and eliminate zombies until the sword is charged with electricity, where you'll then hit the jar to power one of the rods. Do this 3 times to fully charge the jar, where you can then place the sword within to finally get it upgraded. Now this guide should have set you up to upgrade each of the swords on Citadelle Des Morts, which can also set you up nicely if you want to take on the Easter eggs, since it will require all 4. But that is going to wrap things up for us here. Thank you guys for all the support in today's video, all the support in the channel. I look forward to seeing y'all in the next one. Peace!